Let's go to the UK now, and we've spoken about the flag protests there. Operation Raise the Colours, supposed to represent patriotism and pride in Britain, but not everybody is on board. Let's hear from Labor MP Jivan Santer, who is calling on Brits to take down their flags because it's making some people feel uncomfortable.
And then I see flags painted on roundabouts, and that is just a bit weird. And you know, because you've seen it online and I see it in my inbox, that this does make people feel uneasy. And they ask, what message are these flags supposed to be sending?
Douglas, what does it say about a nation if the national flag fills people with angst and makes them feel uneasy, or you've got an MP there saying it's a bit weird?
Yeah, there's nothing weird about it at all. If he traveled to any other nation or country, he'd probably find that the flag of that nation was flying in that country. It's just a reminder of what a pushover people think that Britain is these days. I mean, try it with any other country, Rita, and maybe this guy can. Maybe he can go to any other country and say, you know what, you flying your national flag makes me feel uncomfortable, and just see how much care anyone gives to such a statement. The fact is that somebody like him can even say this is a reminder of the tolerance and decency of the British people. Some people might say the over-tolerance and the over-decency of the British people, because if the British people weren't tolerant and decent, then people like this gentleman wouldn't be having the lives and careers that they are having, and they wouldn't have the ability to complain that the country they're in, when the flag is flown, makes them feel uneasy. It's just, again, this just unbelievable bigotry against the most tolerant nations in the world, be it Australia, be it Britain. It's always the same pattern. It's the countries that are the most tolerant, the most respecting of difference, and much more, that end up being taken advantage of by buffoons like this.
I mean, can you just imagine going to a country in the Middle East and wanting to reside there and telling them to take down their flags? It's making you feel a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, it is just, like you said, astonishing behaviour. Now to an incredible story from the Telegraph, today's Telegraph, revealing that an activist accused of targeting an RAF base with Palestine Action has been leading anti-Israel protests from behind bars. Mohammed Umar Khalid had been using a prison phone to lead the protests in what has been described as yet another security farce. Douglas, that just seems astonishing.
Would that it was astonishing in modern Britain. We've just had the case this week of a man who came to the UK illegally, immediately started molesting schoolgirls, was detained, and then accidentally released. And he actually returned to the place he'd been released from, asking to be let back into the prison and to be deported. And he kept being sent back by the authorities. He said, no, 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 chum, on your way, go back out, have at it. And that's just, you know, the last 24 hours. So every day in this calamitously badly run modern Britain, we have cases like this. Yes, you know, every now and then they will catch somebody who's an illegal migrant, and they'll let them back out, or they'll let them back out, swap them with somebody in France, and they then come back in again. Or in this case, you finally actually do detain somebody who's involved in terrorist violence against an RAF base. But it turns out that he can conceal a phone in prison or whatever, and guide the operations from outside. It's just another reminder that under the Labour Party in Britain, it's just a fundamentally unserious system, a totally broken system. And just everybody in Britain has to hope that at some point quite soon, this is turned around. But I mean, you read stories like this, Rita, just every day in the British press. And, you know, who's in charge of this stuff? Geniuses like David Lammy.
Douglas, before you go, the world celebrated the Gaza peace deal not too long ago. We noted many of those free Palestinian types didn't seem to be celebrating. Let's hear from one of them, Irish actress and pro-Palestinian activist Denise Gough.
Well, ceasefire isn't liberation, ceasefire isn't free Palestine, and also it feels that it was made without any Palestinian voices, but also that it meets the terms of a true free Palestine and an end to the occupation.
There you go, Douglas. So we've been told the actress also accused Israel of gaslighting the world about what's happening in Gaza.
Yes, she strikes me, Rita, as not being the brain of Britain or indeed of Ireland. I don't know if you get that sense as well. You can see her sort of struggling for the next thought. It almost is written across her forehead as she does that. She says that there don't seem to be any Palestinian voices in the discussion. That's very strange, isn't it? Because, of course, among other things, a rather strong Palestinian voice, the remaining leadership of Hamas, were absolutely central to the negotiations. Palestinian voices is presumably something she's just sort of heard talked about at some poetry jam in a theatre somewhere in North London, where she's attended a solidarity evening at some point. And she probably can't point to any of the places in question on a map, but she's heard things like, we must prioritize Palestinian voices. And actually, when Palestinian voices make themselves very loudly heard, whether on October the 7th with their rape-a-thon and murder-a-thon, or indeed in the recent negotiations, it seems that this dimwit just doesn't hear them. So perhaps it's not a lack of Palestinian voices, it's a lack of her being able to hear anything that she doesn't want to hear. But as I say, I think it's very unlikely that this actress actually is over the complete issues of phases 1, 2, and 3 of the ceasefire negotiation. I don't know, Rita. I'd love you to ask her on and grill her on the real fine points of the peace plan. I'd pay good money to watch that.
You know what? We will reach out to her people and extend the invitation. She has been to Gaza, so perhaps she has something to contribute, but I'm not going to hold my breath, Douglas Murray. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Great pleasure as always. Thank you.